want to interrupt Wopke. Yes. So we held an exchange of views with EU foreign ministers. At the moment when I was walking into the room, the decision on the sixth package of sanctions was not taken, and we are not. There is no clarity on whether oil embargo will be adopted. Oil embargo as part of the sixth package will be adopted today. EU foreign ministers will continue their discussion. What I heard was clear, overwhelming support for the sixth package, for oil embargo. In fact, it will not be an exaggeration to say that there's only one country that continues blocking introduction of oil embargo, and the European Union will have to find out how to address concerns of this country and how to make it happen. I saw a clear leadership in High Representative Josep Borrell to get it done, because there is an understanding among EU member states that it's the reputation of the European Union that is at stake, and also the unity. European Union cannot break apart. They have to stay united, and they have to find decisions which which accommodate interests and concerns of all sides. I appreciate all member states who today expressed their readiness to start working on the seventh package of sanctions the moment the sixth package will be adopted. This is encouraging, and there was a clear message of support extended to Ukraine. So I believe that on the issue of weapons and on the issue of sanctions, things are, more or less on track. They are moving forward. We wish they were moving faster, but at least they are moving, and this is the good news. The issue that still needs to be addressed and resolved and put on track is about granting Ukraine EU candidacy status. So we also discussed this. I assured EU members that we are in a unique political moment when public opinion in both Ukraine and EU member states is record high in favor of further European integration of Ukraine. We're not talking about immediate membership, but we believe that there are no rational arguments against not anchoring Ukraine in the EU integration project by granting it EU candidacy status. I also made one more point on weapons and sanctions. I appreciate the initiative of High Representative to allocate additional 500 million euros to the European Peace Facility used to finance transfer of different weapons to Ukraine. And this brings the overall number to 2 billion euros now. And member states seem to be they support this decision. And on sanctions, I voiced a number of proposals to foreign ministers of what kind of sanctions could make it to the seventh sanctions package. And one of them is can be summarized. One of these options can be summarized in 3 words: kill Russian exports. Because we analyze the structure of Russian economy, and we see that as long as Russia will be exporting its oil, gas, but also some other goods like iron ore and other materials, it will have money to continue the war. To stop the Russian war machine, we need to deprive Putin of money. This is the only thing that he cares: power and money. We will take money away from him, and then he will only have power with empty pockets. This is really the only way to stop the war, to deprive him of revenues, because we are now in a ridiculous situation when Ukrainian economy suffers more because of the damage inflicted on it by Russian aggression than the Russian economy suffers under sanctions. Sanctions are very important. They are efficient on a number of accounts, but Russia continues making hundreds of millions and billions on selling on its exports to the world market. The last issue that we touched upon was food security. There is a broad support and readiness of EU member states to work with Ukraine on building alternative routes to export Ukrainian agricultural products to global markets. The European Union and Ukraine are united in making every effort to prevent global food crisis caused by the Russian aggression against Ukraine and Russian blockade of Ukrainian ports. This task is not as easy as it sounds. It's extremely complicated, but we will be working on it. Thank you.
Mr. Minister, have you received a promise from your colleagues regarding your candidate status? Can you specify this for us?
No. According to what I know, I'm not aware about any country that would openly object to it. I know countries who are strongly in favor of making this decision, and I know those who are still following developments and will make their decision closer to the date. But what is important is that 3 months ago we were not even talking about it, and today we're deciding whether it will happen in June or later on. So it's a completely different dynamic, and we will spend time from now until the end of June, the Council Summit, working with member states, convincing them, persuading them, and but as I said, there is not a single rational argument why this should not happen.
And what is your
My feeling? Well, Ukrainians and Hungarians, they lived as neighbors together for centuries, and we've been through different moments in our history. So there is a plethora of feelings that we have towards each other, but in principle we understand that we are neighbors, and we have to solve problems. This is unavoidable.
What's your message to Prime Minister Orban?
I believe it's the European Union who has to send a message to Prime Minister Orban. It's their decision. I cannot interfere in making, in forcing them to make one decision or another. I did my job by speaking to them, by convening arguments. We disagree with, we don't agree with the fact, and let's put it this way, we are unhappy with the fact that the oil embargo is not there. We understand why it is happening, and I said it to the colleagues today. It's clear. It's clear what's happening. It's clear who is holding the issue. But time is running out because every day Russia keeps making money and investing this money into the war. But it's not for me to engage in a rhetoric battle with Hungarian authorities. This is the issue that the European Union itself has to fix because this is their family business.
Mr. Minister, what kind of approach
opinion from Commission will be regarding three countries, associated countries, three countries? What's the discussion and what's position of Council regarding this issue?
This is. I don't have a definite answer to this question. I'm having meetings with commissioners today. All of them are sending messages, but none of them is giving answers, clear answers to your question. So my job, our job, all three of us have to keep working, keep providing Commission with necessary answers, clarifications. We have to do our homework. Hold on.
Mr. Minister,
Regarding to your participation in the meeting, is it possible that finally European Union can exclude oil embargo from sixth package of sanctions?
No, I don't believe that the sixth package can be adopted without oil embargo. Ukraine is against the adoption of the sixth package without oil embargo. I believe that embargo will be introduced. The only question is when, and what will be the price that the European Union will have to pay to make it happen. But the overall dynamics is, in terms of sanctioning Russia, is irreversible. there is a vast understanding, that major understanding, mainstream understanding in the European Union, that the sanctions pressure has to be continued to be stepped up until Ukraine wins this war. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.